we just wanted to see if it could be done. I guess like all great ideas, when someone discovers how to do something, rarely do they stop to think, should they do something? And that's what happened here.
Did you hear that?
Hear what? What was it?
I don't know. There it is again.
I don't hear anything.
It sounds like scary piano music.
Should we have done what we did? Probably not. Did this stop us?
Well, it was inevitable. For far too long, film could only mimic life. So it's only natural that this sort of thing would happen.
All the things that you add to make film realistic don't realistically happen. And it had us thinking, what if you could edit someone's life like they do in film? And so we did. We edited someone's life.
Well, film had always been the next level of storytelling. So writers, actors, filmmakers were very good at making a sense of suspended disbelief. They did it very well. They did it so well, they became so good at making make-believe real that reality got lost in the process. Our subject, Susie, had no idea what was going on. We just did it. We actually thought that we were doing her a favour. I mean, seriously, who wouldn't love to open up a door? You're leaving home, and you walk through, and suddenly you're there. You're exactly there, exactly where it is that you were going to.
Actually, at first, we found it to be a bit disorientating for Susie. I guess perhaps she wasn't intending to get there that fast.
Or just suddenly.
What film does is capture life. Then what filmmakers do is imitate life to create believability. But what we did was we reversed that. We manipulated life to imitate film.
Oh, stop it, did you really?
Yeah, I said, this is the dress that you have to wear to my birthday.
Are they for real?
Susie, did you just say something?
Did I just say that out loud?
Did you just talk without moving your lips?
Maybe we started some unnecessary conflict in the cafe that day. But like any necessary breakthrough, sometimes things need to happen. Necessarily.
It became known to us that Susie had not long broken up from a long-time relationship. And, well, we've seen enough films to know what happens in these harder times in our lives. I guess we just naturally assumed that Susie had also seen enough films.
Been walking on this path for far too long, but I stayed on your mind. I've been in these
Perhaps she hadn't seen that many films.
We were really simply trying to help her, but she kept running away, trying to get away from us. She was not at all appreciative of what we were trying to do, and so I did what I believed was appropriate.
Young Susie was completely unaware of what was happening around her. At no time did she stop to think who she was, where she'd come from, or why she suddenly existed from the age of 26. Susie wandered up and down, wondering where the music had come from. Would the voice stop? Or was she completely insane?
Susie began to show signs that appeared as if she'd never experienced any of this before, like it was unnatural or even foreign to her.
I mean, does anybody
not
really
much.
have any comments?
Susie?
Susie.
Dan, we should stop.
What do you mean, stop?
We've done enough.
This is the next step. This is the evolution of film. This is our discovery. This is life imitating film.
But we should stop.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Hello? Hello? I can hear you, you know.
It's creative. It's imaginative. Necessary. Real. That's always the flaw with film. That even with the best editors, it doesn't matter what they do, it will never be real until now. With this process, life can imitate art. That's why we did it, not to just stop. And in our defense, we only use simple, everyday techniques.
Where am I? A laundromat where? Thanks.
The last we heard was Susie had checked herself into a hospital.
Asylum. I believe that's where she ended up, mental institution. So we know she's okay, and she's with good people, good trained people.
Once he locked me out of the lab, there was nothing I could do. From what I understand, it became an addiction to him. There were others, just like Susie. I'm black and white, aren't I? Yeah. We're in a park, aren't we?
There was only ever one conclusion. There was only one real answer from the experiment. That was evident from the very beginning. Susie didn't watch enough films. I mean, film, television, media, it's all around us. How could she not know that this was normal. Honestly. I can. It's in my lab. Can you? Can you? Can you?
As long as I'm being honest, here's something I regret. So much of my time wasted on stuff I'd rather forget. I'll tell you something about me. I've just got one last axe to grind. If you knew me so well, my friend, did you know I was out of my mind? I was out of my mind. Most of the time, I was out of my mind. I was out of my mind. Most of the time.
How are we going to get home? Does anyone have got a car? Do you have a car? Do you even know where we are? This is why we don't edit people's lives, because they don't know where they are.